Hello, my friends, and welcome to a brand new episode of Discourse in Magic. My name is Jonah Babbins, and this is another short, bite-sized episode for two reasons. Number one is because it is the middle of Q4. We're about to enter December, and what that means is it's the busiest time of year for most magicians, for most entertainers. So I'm not doing long interviews like I usually am. I'm doing short episodes because that's what I have the time for. But the second reason why this is a short episode is because exactly 12 months ago, I launched the Discourse in Magic six-figure mastermind. So I've been doing coaching for a little while, but I launched a mastermind to help people grow their magic business from 5 to 6 figures. And now we're basically at the 12-month mark, and I am watching student after student hit the 6-figure mark. So I thought in a short episode, I would share with you the three biggest keys, the three biggest ideas and shifts of mindset that go from being a 5-figure magician, somebody who is, I think, hustling, to get gigs, find gigs from their families, go get out there, things like that, to a 6-figure magician, somebody that has a full and stable and repeating and growing career in magic. So I'm going to walk you through the big three things and what you can do to apply them to your magic, not just for the end of this year, but also for 2022 and beyond. So the first thing to think about to grow your magic business from 5 to 6 figures is leads. And let me explain what I mean. When you are starting to perform, when you're starting to get gigs, the idea is, where can I get a gig? Where can somebody book me? Where might somebody want to hire me? But once you get a handful of gigs, you start to realize that looking for gigs is only so good. What you really want to do is you want to look for leads. You want to look for where people might be inquiring with you. So you go from trying to book a gig and book another gig to working on lead flow. That is, to making sure there's always inquiries coming into your inbox. How do you do that? Well, instead of focusing on short-term things like, messaging people, calling a friend, DMing, this or that, you start focusing on long-term things like SEO, making sure your website ranks, things like referrals, getting people to pass you on after they've booked you so that it's a system, things like running ads, things like email outreach, things like hiring people to go and find leads for you. It's a shift of mindset from saying, where do I find a gig, to saying, how do I ensure that there are leads constantly going into my system? There are leads constantly. My form on my website is constantly being filled out. So the first shift in mindset is a shift from collecting gigs, gig flow, to lead flow. That is to make sure there's always leads coming in and not hunting for gigs, but rather hunting for consistent inquiries. That's the first piece. The second piece is about sales. Look, when you are getting into magic, when you start performing or start gigging, you don't want to say a price that's so high that somebody says no, right? You don't want to say a price that scares somebody away. As a matter of fact, you want your price to be just low enough that they absolutely say yes. You want a gig, you want to perform, you need the photos, you need the testimonials, you need the videos. But to get from 5 figures to 6 figures, you can't just charge anything. You can't just charge the least amount you possibly can. You actually have to do the math and say, okay, how much do I need to charge to actually make this thing work? And you go from auditioning for your clients to them auditioning for you. Let me explain what that means. When you're hoping to get a gig, you're auditioning for your client. So I could do this, I could do that. Would that help? Yes, I could do it for this low price. Does that work for you? Okay, perfect. When you switch to going from 5 to 6 figures, they are auditioning for you. You say, oh, we do these types of bookings. Is that what you're looking for? Amazing. It costs between this amount and that amount. Does that work for you? Amazing. You are telling them the way you do things. You are weeding out the people that are not your ideal clients versus the other way around, where you're kind of scrambling to find anybody that's willing to hire you. So the second big difference between a 5-figure magician and a 6-figure magician is the way they focus on sales. Are you the prize or are they the prize? For a 5-figure magician, they are the prize and you're hoping to get it. For a 6-figure magician, you are the prize and they are hoping to get it. That is number 2. Now, what is number 3? What is the third thing to focus on to get from 5 to 6 figures? Well, number 1 is leads, how to get more inquiries into your inbox all the time. Number 2 is sales, how to charge what you deserve to be charging and weed out the clients that are not good for you instead of the other way around. But the last thing is systems. You start to realize that to do all of this, to perform, to gig, to reply to emails, to keep in contact with past clients, to find new clients, to focus on ads and SEO and all this stuff feels like it takes 30 full-time jobs, but it doesn't. It takes organization, it takes systematization, it takes automation, and it takes hiring talented people, and that is systems. Look, a 5-figure magician can do every last bit of this alone. They can answer every email, they can send every inquiry, they can do everything alone, make all the graphics themselves, make every video themselves. You can do it alone. But a 6-figure magician realizes that you don't need to do every single last bit. You can hire people that are good at things. You can get software that makes things really, really easy for you so you can focus on what's most important. And for us, that's going to be performing and getting new bookings. So 3 big things to help you to go from 5 figures to 6 figures. Number 1, you change from hoping to get some inquiries to getting lead flow. That is consistent inquiries. Number 2, you go from hoping that they choose you to choosing which of them you want to work with. That's number 2. And number 3 is systems. You go from scrambling to manage absolutely everything yourself to leaning on things like automation, systematization, and of course, hiring, having a team of people so that you can relax, take time off, and focus on the things that you're awesome at, which is performing magic. So if this was helpful for you, amazing. I hope you use it. I think you should go and use it in the real world. If you want a little bit more help going from 5 to 6 figures in your magic business in 2022, then below there's going to be my email address. Just click on it and send me the word scale, 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 to info@discourseinmagic.com. Just send the words scale to me and I'll send you all the info about working together in 2022. If you want some help with leads and sales and systems, if this might be for you, if you're already doing 5 figures and you want to be doing 6, send me a message with the word scale. Otherwise, thanks for being here. Thanks for learning. I will see you all next Thursday. And by the way, the end of this year, the end of 2021, also coincides with the 300th episode of this podcast. We're getting close. I'll see y'all there.